Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. Alright, we're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. Alright, now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, Rico Reckless brought up a very controversial topic as he did an interview with Witty Apparatus and alleged something that I think we all been on the fence about since it happened in the beginning of the drill takeover. I always felt like the death of L.A. Capone just, didn't kind of sit right, and also felt that he may have been set up or some foul play was involved, but of course you can't confirm it, so I never bothered to make the claims public because this is something that can't be proven. However, when it comes to the death of L.A. Capone, something just doesn't sound right. So what I want to do is let you guys watch the clip of Rico Reckless alleging that L.A. Capone was backdoored, and then get into what actually happened to L.A. Capone, and then talk about it so you guys can get an understanding of what's going on. So make sure you guys take this time to like the video if you haven't already, subscribe, and click that bell so you updated every time we drop a new video. Now, shout out to Witty Apparatus and everything he got going on. I remember before he was doing interviews, he was just doing blog work and reporting entertainment news. So it's good to see the elevation over there and climbing to new heights, not being comfortable. That's definitely motivation for the upcoming blog channels to keep going and don't stop in your comfort zone. However, we're going to get into this clip where Rico Reckless was a guest on his platform, and he alleges that the Black Disciple member and OTF affiliate himself, L.A. Capone, was backdoored by his own homies in the studio the night he was shot and killed. Now, this is what he had to say.
Already out, they got convicted. I'm just telling y'all, this is a reiteration. I'm elaborating on the truth because they shot shit. I don't know where it really happened. So anyway, Rico, Rockhead, Lil Mick, I guess, somebody, and people don't know this though, but somebody called and said LA leaving the studio. So that was a back door. They said the studio man backdoored them. Rondo and them thought the cab driver backdoored them, so that's why they killed the cab driver. It's a lot of bullshit with it. Yeah. But it was really the studio man supposedly to have backdoor LA and saying, man, he finna leave right now, go ahead, get wild. So folks got the call, they pull up, bing. Now Lil Mick never killed nobody in his life. This Lil Mick first body, Rockhead and gassed him up, because Rockhead used to be, Rockhead was over advanced back in the day. Rockhead used to be doing hella gangs. So Rockhead used to have, we call it in Chicago called get your brain. Well, you know how to get your brain. So get your brain is to like manipulate you to do what the f I want you to do. Like I can get your brain and make you go fight him. I can get your brain and make you go shoot him up. Man, bitches, they steady walk the man. You go, what? What the man going? I just got your brain. I got your goof ass. Now you finna go. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So Rockhead influenced. He influenced Lil Mick to go catch a body. Lil Mick went to go catch the body. And process that
ended up being L.A. Capone.
And they ended up being L.A. Capone. Yeah. And then Rockhead ended up getting caught for some other shit and told on everybody. Man, look, what I'm locked up for, folks did this and like you went with them. So now all of them end up getting cracking. Miko, Lil Mick, and Rockhead, they get like 40 apiece. Bing, bing, bing. Now, I guess, okay, now Freaky being Rockhead best friend, Freaky don't like.
Now, for the people that watch that clip and think he's telling, please stay out the streets. I don't agree with a lot of things that Rico Reckless does, but what he was doing wasn't snitching because everything that he spoke about is already public knowledge and these guys were already arrested and charged, so he ain't saying anything new. However, if you feel that he shouldn't be reiterating certain things and talking too much, then I do agree with that because it's just certain things you shouldn't be speaking on and you'll start to reopen old wounds. I do feel he was talking a little too much and saying a little too much because this is stuff that I didn't even know. I always had the thought that some foul play was going on with L.A. Capone, but I never knew that it was confirmed that it was somebody in the studio. Now, don't quote me because this haven't been 100% confirmed. What we are doing is piggybacking off of what your boy Rico Reckless said, and he sounds like he has some type of intel. I don't know, maybe this is something that's floating around the Chicago streets that maybe outsiders don't know about. Who knows? But like I said, I always felt that it was some type of foul play, and this is why I want to speak on it. Now, L.A. Capone died in September of 2013. It's now 2023, 10 years later, and we're still hearing about his death. Now, the word is that Rondo number 9 and C-Day were accused for allegedly killing the cab driver in retaliation for LA Capone because they thought he had something to do with it, as we all did, despite the mainstream media just acting like Rondo and C-Day crashed out. But now we're learning that it was actually someone in the studio who may have had something to do with it, and it's pretty much everything I suspected myself. Now, it could be one of two things. Rico Reckless is an op of theirs, so he just, kind of stirring up controversy and saying whatever. Or maybe this is something that everyone in Chicago already knows, but we haven't heard about it because they want to keep it low. However it goes, this is my first time hearing about it, and this is why I want to speak about it, because it kind of hits home just a little bit. But let's get into what they said happened on September 26, 2013. They said that LA Capone was shot and killed as he walked down an alley after recording a song at a studio near Stony Island Avenue in Chicago. He was with a friend at the time, and as he was about to get into his car, an unknown car pulled up and started firing at him. One of the bullets hit Capone on his thigh, and it went all the way to his lower back. Capone was rushed to the Northwestern Memorial Hospital, where he passed away at 8:30 p.m. due to loss of blood. LA Capone was just 17 years old at the time of his demise. 3 suspects by the name Miko, Michael Mays, and Saki were all arrested for the murder of LA Capone. It's believed that the 2 of the 3 members were a part of LA Capone's rival gang, 051 Young Money. And just how did 051 Young Money members catch someone like LA Capone lacking like that? Well, good question. Here's where the story gets a little tricky. Here's what the official report of the shooting says. It says, quote, "The victim and witness went to the music studio located on the 2nd floor at 7034 South Stony Island at approximately 1500 hours. At the time of the shooting, both the victim and the witness went out and sat on the back steps to the music studio. The victim then walked to the alley while the witness remained on the rear steps. A lone gunman walked up to the victim and shot him twice. No word ever exchanged prior to the shooting. The gunman then ran northern to the alley." Now, the police report says that when they interviewed LA Capone right before he passed away, here's what he said. He says, quote, "The victim told paramedic Christopher McCormack that a car drove up in the alley. The victim stated that he then heard 5 to 6 shots and fired, that the gunman got back into the car. The car drove away. The victim had lost consciousness. The victim did not give paramedics any further detail or description of the offender or the vehicle used. The victim never regained consciousness, and the RDs never had an opportunity to interview him." Now, the part that was always weird about that story to me is if it wasn't an inside job, why was LA the only one targeted, and how did the suspects know the exact right time just to strike? The person he was with who became a witness as well, why wasn't he ever questioned? Because if anybody was going to get any type of retaliation, it would have definitely been on him, because it's very sketchy that he left them right there on the steps, and next thing you know, as soon as he gets to the car or walking to the car, he's gunned down. And like I said, I could be wrong, because I don't know too much about the LA situation. We just always heard what happened, and it never made sense. But to know that they both went outside at the same time, hung out for a little bit, and coincidentally, once LA Capone decided he wanted to go to his car or hit the alley for whatever reason, that's when the ops knew exactly when to strike. Something just doesn't make sense. So when Rico says that someone in that studio made a call to have the ops pull up, I believe it. Something or somehow, some way, somehow, the ops was alerted that LA Capone was leaving the studio. It wasn't by other ops. Or unless somebody was, affiliated with his rivals, his ops, that was in the studio that time and alerted them. However it goes, it was still a weird situation. It's still a setup type of backdoor situation going on in that whole, and I think that's why we never really hear too much about the whole LA Capone stuff. We do hear, people always saying RP LA Capone or whatever, but you never hear too much about it. And it's weird. I really don't have much to say on it because we don't know too much details. It's just the story that we was given and that we hear. It just doesn't make sense. And I always tell y'all that the devil is the master of confusion. So when it doesn't make sense, then 9 times out of 10, y'all know what's going on. Alright, but this was just something that I wanted to talk about because I always thought about this. The fact that Rico Reckless actually said it, like I said, he's an op. So you never know. Maybe he's just stirring up controversy. But however it goes, like I said, we don't know 100%, but I use this time to pretty much put my opinion out there and how I feel, because like I said, it never made sense. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know how y'all feel about this and the whole LA Capone situation. Maybe y'all feel similar, maybe y'all don't, maybe y'all know more about it. Enlighten us in the comments, man. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm gonna keep on dropping. And I'm out.